To receive credit for a certificate of completion for ticket dismissal and/or an insurance discount, you must complete the registration process at WirelessDefensiveDriving.com as required by the Texas Education Agency. You may continue to access this information for entertainment purposes only, but unless you register, you will not receive credit or a certificate for insurance or ticket dismissal.
The following presentation is brought to you by WirelessDefensiveDriving.com. Hello, traffic offenders, and welcome to WirelessDriving.com, the course you can take anywhere, anytime. This course can be downloaded to your smartphone, iPad, iPod, computer, or any acceptable digital device. The beauty of wireless defensive driving is that, like a classroom, it's mostly audio. But unlike a classroom, this version of the course can be taken at your convenience. And it can be taken while you do other things, like eating or sunbathing, but not driving. That would just be dumb and defeat the purpose of this information-packed defensive driving course. I'm your announcer, Mike Raffone, and now, live from Terabyte Theater in downtown cyberspace, here's your host, Chuck Sheffield.
Thank you, Mike. It's my pleasure to introduce our panel for today's segment, a collection of interesting people, all of whom bring a unique perspective to the show. Also, all of them have at one time taken this course so that they, like you, smart WDD participant, were eligible for a ticket dismissal and a 10% discount off their auto insurance for 3 years. Let me introduce them to you now. First up is Judy Truesdell.
Hey, Chuck. Hello.
Judy is a writer of many things, including plays for children, news stories, features for columns in newspapers and magazines, and she performs a bit of comedy now and then.
Anything to avoid a real job.
Next, it's my pleasure to introduce Tony Ramirez. Hello, Tony.
Hello, Chuck. What's up?
Tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
Well, let's see. I'm an actor, and I work with a nonprofit group that performs in schools and libraries for small and large groups of unappreciative children.
We're glad to have you here. We're also glad to have Kathy Whiteman with us, our third panelist for today's session. Hello, Kathy.
Well, hello, Chuck, and Tony and Judy.
Hey,
Kathy.
Kathy.
Good to see you. Let me tell you about Kathy because I know all her secrets.
Don't tell about that one time when,
you know. Kathy is a big deal producer at a cable television station, and she also works as a storyteller.
Is that different than a liar?
Oh, much different, although she might be doing some of that, too, if you ask her how old she was on her last birthday.
Hush your mouth, girl.
I'm just kidding, and I'm way older than she is anyway. But she's talented, though, and she does quite a bit of voice work.
Kick away the problems of the day with peppermint foot soak, because your feet deserve it.
Get it, girl.
So the real reason you're all here is that you want to make the world a safer place.
We want to help others reduce their insurance costs.
And be proactive about traffic safety.
And make all tickets disappear.
But mainly you're here because
we need the money!
Yes, I thought you wanted to improve the planet. So, Tony, tell them what they can expect today.
Well, this course will remind you drivers of some rules you may have forgotten, new rules and laws that you may not be aware of, and some ideas to help you avoid crashes and or tickets.
That's right. You can take the course at your own pace if you take a minimum of 6 hours to complete the course. And guess what? There's no final test.
Sweet as a donut. Now, after each section, you will have a test over the material covered in that section. You'll need to take the course in order because the test questions at the end of each section will be given in order.
That's right. So to pass this course and receive the certificate of completion, you have to have a grade of 70% or higher. Each end of section test will count towards your final grade. If you fail, you can be retested at the end of the course.
Just listen to that voice. Didn't I tell you she was talented?
Oh, Judy is my friend. Now quit interrupting. Questions will be about course content, and there'll be personal validation questions and video questions. Each section has a predetermined minimum amount of time required to learn and study the material. You may take as long as you need, but the minimum has to be met for each section. This ensures the state of Texas and the courts that the 6-hour requirement has been met.
6 hours may sound awful, but it includes a solid hour of breaks. Here's how it works. You can take a break anytime you want to. We'll keep track of your time.
I didn't think there was going to be math.
Anytime you are logged off will count as break time until the 1-hour requirement has been met. Then the breaks are on your time whenever you need one.
This course is intended to improve your knowledge, perception, and attitudes about driving. Traffic collisions in Texas annually take the lives of thousands of people and cause billions of dollars in economic losses.
Oh, no. Statistics.
He's right, though. Deaths, injuries, and property damage have got to be reduced, and drivers have got to improve their attitudes and skills. It's particularly important that Texans identify and implement all reasonable means to reduce human suffering and property loss that result from vehicle collisions.
All reasonable means? This is starting to sound serious.
I know, but by law, all driving safety classes must cost at least $25 and must be 6 hours in length in order to dismiss a traffic citation. You'll be signing a statement on your certificate that says you have completed the entire 6-hour driving safety course.
But here's what I don't get. Wouldn't it be easier to just mail the certificate to the court?
Tony!
We have to send the certificate to the person taking the course so they can sign it before they mail it to the court. If they sign this statement falsely, they could be charged with tampering with a government document. And the penalty for tampering with a government document is 2 to 10 years in prison and a fine of up to $10,000.
And who's got that much lying around the house?
Not me. I've got 2 sons.
Word.
When you registered for this course, you completed a student information form. It's very important that this information be accurate and readable because it will be used to print and mail your course completion certificate to you. Your certificate must be mailed to you, not to the court. The address that you provide needs to be your current mailing address, and it may not be necessarily the one that's on your driver's license. So if you misentered any information, call us now so we can correct it.
And we will call you a goose.
Also, you had to identify the court that has jurisdiction of your case if you are taking this for a ticket dismissal. Writing in JP or municipal will not do babies. The court information that you provided will be printed on your course completion certificate. It must be accurate. So if you did not write in the name of the judge, justice of the peace, or city municipal court exactly as it appears on your traffic citation, call us so we can correct the error now. If you tried to guess, but it's wrong, it's possible the court won't accept the certificate, and you may have to pay for taking this course again.
And as exciting as we are, something tells me you've got better things to do.
I hope so. Pay close attention to the date that the court gave you for submission of your completion certificate to the court. You must abide by that court date so you don't end up with a warrant out for your arrest. We'll process a certificate of course completion on the day you complete the course if you finish it before 3 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Wake up, everybody! Are you getting this? The law states that we have 21 calendar days from the date that you complete the course, but there is no law that says we have to wait that long. Overnight Express is available if you are near your deadline. The certificate comes in a standard number 10 envelope with 2 parts, a court copy and an insurance copy. When you receive the certificate envelope, open it carefully. You know, like that DVD that you keep forgetting to mail back. The top part will be the court copy and the bottom part will be the insurance copy for your discount. Check with your agent to be sure your insurance company will give the discount.
If you have not received your course completion certificate, can I call it CCC? After 21 days, call us immediately. Remember, the court needs the CCC that you receive in the mail, not your receipt.
Now, here comes the part where the Texas Education Agency pays you to be a snitch. If you report information about the selling of certificates or early dismissal of a driving safety class to the TEA, you could receive a reward of up to $500. In order to be eligible for the reward, you would have to supply enough information for TEA to conduct an investigation that leads to revocation of an instructor's or school's license or a criminal conviction in a court of law. This is serious stuff.
Finally, if you finish this course believing that it did not provide you with accurate information that will improve your knowledge, procedures, and attitudes about driving, please inform the TEA.
By working together to change our way of thinking, attitudes, and skills, we can make Texas roads and highways a safer place to drive.
I think I'm going to shed a tear.
At the end of this course, you will have the opportunity to evaluate it.
Here are the topics we'll be covering. The traffic safety problem.
Factors that influence driver performance.
Traffic laws and procedures.
Special skills for difficult driving environments.
Perceptual skills needed for driving.
Physical forces that influence driver control.
Driving emergencies.
Defensive driving strategies.
Occupant restraints and protective equipment.
Alcohol and traffic safety. I'll bet you drivers feel smarter already. Okay, that's the legal stuff we're obliged to tell you before we can get started.
Chuck, here's a little more information they'll need to know to help them complete the course. You can download each section separately or all the sections at once depending on your connection and the capability of your phone or electronic device. As Kathy said, the quiz questions at the end of each section will be combined and applied as your final test, so there's no big test at the end of this course. After each section, you'll need to log on to WirelessDefensiveDriving.com, either by smartphone, iPad, laptop, desktop, or whichever device you're using at the time. Enter your username and password and take the quiz questions. We can then start the clock on the next section and prove to the state of Texas that you've spent the required amount of time in the course. We cannot start the clock for the next topic until you log on and take the quiz, so be sure to log on after each section. The quiz questions will be given in sequential order, so Section 2 questions will be given after you've completed Section 2. Section 3 questions will show up next, no matter which section you listen to, so we suggest you take them in order. You will not be allowed to take section questions until the appropriate time for the section has elapsed from the last section. For example, Section 3 is 20 minutes. You will not be allowed to take the quiz for Section 3 until 20 minutes have passed since completing Section 2's quiz. This applies to all sections and shows the state that you have completed the necessary amount of time to receive the certificate. If you log on too early, we're not allowed to show you the questions. You'll see a timer that shows how much time is left before we can show you the questions. Good luck, and we'll be here when you're ready to take the next section. Okay, Chuck, I think that does it for me. Now, back to you.
Panel, are you ready to go?
Oh, yeah, we got this.
Okay, well, you have finished a chapter already. We'll be here when you are ready for the next chapter.